Well, for me, coming here was a last resort. Um, I didn't really want to, but I was struggling to hear God so much that when I left my house, I had an option, and it was either to come here or it was to go somewhere else and end it all and meet Him face to face. And so, for the sake of my wife and family, I decided to give God one last chance, and that was coming here. And it wasn't easy. I would call this a spiritual boot camp. Um, Not fun in the slightest. I mean, heck, we didn't even play volleyball, but we, man, it was rough. There were many walls that just needed to be torn down. And I'll be honest, I hated just about everyone here. When I got here and came in, it seemed like just about everybody was happy to be here, and I was not. I was angry. Angry that I could see God in all the faces of everyone around me, but I couldn't hear myself. And when we started going through it, day one, day two, the farther we went into it, the angrier I got. I watched other people have experiences with God, and I wasn't having them with myself. I reached out a few times and tried to get some wisdom that I must be missing, and I couldn't get it. And I finally had my moment watching a video about men's pain and anger. I hadn't been able to figure out what it was that was holding me back. And watching that video, there was just a little ping inside me. Not a lot. I didn't feel God's presence on me or anything. Just a little ping that said there might be something there. And I started writing, and I wrote 2 full pages of things that I was angry about, which, to be honest, shocked me. I hadn't felt emotion in a while. I didn't feel happy. I didn't feel sad. I didn't feel anything. I was angry, and I didn't even realize that. And so when we were given the opportunity to go outside, I went out. I found myself at the cross, and I broke down. And I was there for about 2 hours just sobbing. I had that page with me, my workbook, and I just went subject for subject, just down that list, and gave everything back to God. And I don't think I've cried like that in years. But it was the best feeling I could have received. Others came and found me. I didn't know they were there. But they came when the time was right, followed God's lead, and just hugged and were there to lead me through the next steps. Joining me back up with everyone else and walking through the rest of the weekend with just a much lighter heart. I'd come with a heart of stone that couldn't feel anything, and God lightened it up just a little bit, a little bit at a time, just peeling off layers. And that is how my event went. I went back home to my wife alive, and she'll tell you that she got her husband back, because I had not been the man that she married. So it's been an incredible journey stepping forward into a new life. On the drive home, I had to go get a louder Bluetooth speaker so I could blast the worship music, because I just couldn't get it loud enough. I couldn't get close enough. There was a fire inside me that had been rekindled, and the beast was unleashed. So that was my weekend. Yeah, when I came home, first of all, it was a miracle just to go home. My wife knew I needed to come, but she wouldn't tell me, because I'm the kind of man who will, if you tell me one thing, I'm going to push 100% the other way. And so she did the best possible thing she could do, which was to just pray for me, say, I just hope you have a fun weekend. So she was hoping that when I came, I would connect with just one person, just meet somebody, just have a little bit of something to work on. And when I got home, I ran to her and hugged her. Just had a full embrace. And we sat together and talked for probably 2 or 3 hours, and just cried together. It just broke her. She had no idea beyond her wildest dreams what would have happened. You know, before I came, I was a stone-hearted person. I didn't love my wife, didn't love my family. I had stood on suicide's doorstep on 8 separate occasions in the 6 months prior. I had stood in my barn, I held the rope in my hands, I looked up at the rafters, tried to pick out the one, and just pleaded with God to have an honest conversation about where I was at and why I couldn't hear him. And my wife was frustrated beyond means. I was not the man she had married. And so when I came home, I got there. She had been away, and when I got home, I waited for her, greeted her, ran to her, just hugged her, said I'm sorry. I had no idea what a piece of crap I'd become. I had no idea I was so angry. I came back a completely different person. The heart of stone had been melted. I could finally feel again. And it's continued to be peeled back. I've continued to peel back layers. We hugged and talked for probably 3 hours, just about the experience and having found connection and found mentorship. And I still have that mentorship. My mentor calls me every Tuesday of every week to check in and see how I'm doing. That was the only thing my wife had prayed for. She didn't think I was going to come and have an experience. She was just praying that I would come, for one, and that two, I would experience meeting somebody to talk to, because I had nobody. There were people who would have been willing, but I wasn't willing. She just prayed for that one person, and I met that person and several others. That was my experience. So coming back is another blessing all in itself. I thought that my experience having come on this event couldn't get any better. And to be honest, it never will. That was what I needed. That need was fulfilled, and now it's something else. I get the opportunity to come back and serve, to pour back into other people. I mean, my heart has always been to serve, and the opportunity to do so has never been greater. I get to come back and meet people like myself, people that have stories, people that are broken, and I come back with the confidence that God can change that. When I had my event, I didn't think He could. I thought I was so uniquely different, so different that I couldn't have what everyone else had. And I was wrong, and I want to show other people who think that they're wrong. God can move them, God can change them. Coming on this event, I get to go shoulder to shoulder to pray with people, to talk to them one-on-one, to have fellowship, to recognize brokenness. When I came on my event, it was all about me. On this event, it's all about them, and I can see that so much better now. It's an honor to be able to stand with them in line at the food, get them a drink as they're waiting, serve them personally, stand behind them and pray over them as they're going through this, as they're going through the training, through the videos, to just partner with God and watch the transformation begin. Yeah.
So glad to know you.
Thank you.
It's like he says, ka-ching. That's just really gets my heart.
The honor's all mine.
Love you. Good. Love that smile.